Hey everyone, it's Jackbrick and welcome to the channel. This will be our first city update from the year 2020 and it has taken way too long. We didn't do an update on January and now February is almost over. So let's hurry it up and get to that city. Yeah, that's just some part of a magazine. To be honest with you guys, I'm having kind of a cold. You might hear it from my voice. As you can see here, I have a really big jar of tea with honey, which hopefully gets me through the day. To start off this update, as some of you might remember, we are having some problems with the house. The house is leaking. The balcony has a problem and I wasn't able to fix that yet. Will do later. But I'm also going to reconstruct, and so for that I needed more space, which meant less space for the city. So what we decided to do was to go to a 1.5 edition of Brickstow and Brickberry Springs. And you might say this is now our layout. We'll get into the details soon. You might say this will be our experimental version of the city, because I just wanted to try out a lot of concepts, and with less space, well, I guess that's all you can do. So, zooming in on this first concept, as you see here, we are creating a street which has 2 lanes in both directions, with the little tram driving through the middle on rails. Ooh, that guy is crossing the rails. Slow down, tram. Yeah, and here you can see our little experiment on tiling it downish, or not tiling it down at all. Just we have these tiles laying here loose. Need to order some stuff to make this a bit more pretty. Here you can see the studless interceptor, on which we did a video a couple of weeks ago, and it is still studless and it is still an interceptor, and I think it's really cool. I don't know if you guys know the podcast Blocks on Blocks from, I believe, Benson and Josh. It is really cool. Those guys saw the photo from the interceptor on Instagram and, well, they sent me a message. Oh, we're going to mention this one in the podcast, which is really cool. And they credited us wildly. And it is a nice podcast to listen anyway, so look it up. Blocks on Blocks. Just 2 blokes talking about a lot of things, including Lego, and a lot of Lego, and that's really cool. Now here, new in the city is the corner garage. It finally arrived, and it is a really cool set. And I think most of you do this. I placed it next to the bank because the top of the soap and suds has the same brown color, which is really cool. So next to it is the bank, and across the street is a big modular mock which isn't finished yet. So more on that later. What do we have here? Am I seeing double? Nope. Those are 2 of the same modular buildings. And next to that is our little mock of the coffee shop. And here our little supermarket. the eye shop, which is really nice. And here's my latest version of the Hyundai Ioniq, which is also really nice. What is happening here? Hey, am I seeing this right? Yeah. It is 80s Chuck Norris having a drink with some girl. And he is having a slush ice. Well, Chuck, I think it's really cool to have slush ice right now. But you should decide on your own. Oh, there's my minifig. Hello. To continue, next to that big mug is the little burger restaurant, the Palace Cinema, and our mock police station, which we still didn't review, and our mock fire department, made mostly by Kev, which we also haven't reviewed yet. We should get up to speed with those. And there in the corner, it's not fitted out right now, but as you can see, there's a little bit of ice, and that is just a part of the Christmas advent calendar, which is really cool because you can just tear it off and put it there. And there are also, what do you call that game? It is with some plastic stuff you throw away over the ice and you try to get it in the middle of the circle. I can't remember the name. Your teammates will be sweeping the ice. Alright. If you guys know. Oh, I know. Curling. That's it. It is the curling area, which is really cool. So on those experiments, like I said, we here have the 2-lane roads as an experiment, and here I am experimenting with getting some sloped height. And as you can see, I really puzzled with that piece of wood there, and it is pretty sturdy, but I don't know if this is the best way. I think there can be better ways. Oh, and here is our little brand store, which also has been reviewed a couple of weeks ago. Now, there's not really much to get out of this field, but they are working the field anyway. There's the scarecrow, and there's a big spider. I don't know which one I think is more scary. I think the spider. It definitely would be a reason for me not to cross this field. So here's the logger just being busy with his logging, and of course the trailer on which it came with. Now here in the corner, both the pizza and the ice cream truck assembled. And here's a little build that I haven't shown anyone, but we left Brickstow and we entered Brickberry Springs. And the Brickberry Springs PD has this little ugly clownish building as an office at this point. Now here's some water. As you can see, I'm experimenting with trees as well, and I'm not quite sure if this looks anything like proper trees, so let me know your thoughts on that one in the comments below. Even more trees over there around the creator house, which I think still is really cool and really needs a little addition, because when you pick up the roof, as you can tell, on the inside the whole thing is empty and the roof is just a hollow shell. We definitely need to fix that one day. there are those rental houses, and this is kind of a thing. This garage right here is actually Emmett's garage, because as you've seen in our earlier city updates, we are living in the pre-first Lego movie era, where Emmett is not into construction but lives here in Berry Springs and has its own garage. But there is massive competition from the corner garage. Joe is here now, and I wonder who of those two will get the most customers. For now, I can see the McLaren guy is fueling up, and well, actually there's nothing going on in Emmett's garage. Where is Emmett anyway? Emmett? Emmett? Where are you? Oh! What is he doing over there? There's a Porsche inside the garage, and Emmett is peeking into the garage. Maybe he's checking out the competition. If he would, I think business-wise, this is a really smart thing to do. Now, what did we miss? Oh yeah. Here is a big mess, and Emmett's house, but in rocket condition, and all kinds of sorting and cleaning stuff. But here our tree experiment is continuing, so I would like to show you guys this. It does look like a really arranged forest. I don't know. I'm still very much in doubt. I think the trees are way too small, unless you would be suggesting that they just planted those trees, which would be awesome for the reduction of carbon dioxide, but I don't know. And here someone is just having a really fun barbecue with the neighbor kid. This is also one of those creator houses, and in one of our previous videos we are showing what kind of interior we made for this one, which came out pretty nice. We can sneak underneath those solar panels and check it out. The Dutch baker is trimming his special plants. Oh yeah, there's one thing I need to show you guys, because this little mug here, yeah, get it sharp, with Santa on top. He's still there. Santa, Christmas is gone. Ooh, sorry. This little mug, when we showed it in our video, we didn't have any stairs to get to the top apartment, and as you can see, I added those stairs, and this was the technique I used. Whoa. This is a really bad angle for my back. So we just use those clips and those barred fence pieces, I guess, which just created this awesome little stairway to the apartment. Or you might want to say a stairway to heaven. Because look at the view you have when you live here. That is pretty awesome, and I guess you would feel very safe because the police is nearby and the fire department. And you can go across the street for some pancakes and across the other street to go to the Parisian restaurant. I guess that's it for now. This is our 1.5 version of Brickstow and Brickberry Springs, and for the next updates you guys will probably see more experiments, because we kind of have a massive backlog. So until next time, see you in Brickstow. This is a public service announcement brought to you in part by Jack Brick. If you like our videos, subscribe and hit on that bell so you'll be sure you are not going to miss out on our next video. See you in Brickstow.